Okay, Peeping Tom. Next film here, 1960. I have talked about Peeping Tom on this channel before. Haven't done a video dedicated just to Peeping Tom, but I talked about it, I think, quite a fair bit in my video for Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho that I did almost a whole year ago in my horror series to kick things off. So go watch that. Um, so let's talk about Peeping Tom. 1960, directed by Michael Powell, starring, or he's credited as Carl Boehm, Moira Shearer, and Anna Massey. The screenplay is credited to Leo Marks. Leo Marks, his father owned a bookstore, Marks and Co. It was kind of the antiquated bookstore of the celebrities in Britain and Europe, um, frequented by them. So his father had a system for pricing the books, a coding system. So that is something that he was very interested in as a child. So during World War II, Leo Marx was the head of the codes office. So he had a interest in cryptography. Following the war, became a playwright, writer. So wrote this based um, it on some of his life, some of his interests in Peeping Tom. I don't think he had an interest in murdering women and filming it. Uh, not as far as we know yet. Who knows? And Carl Baum, how do you want to say it? He is the son of Carl Baum. So same name, different spelling. One Carl with a C, one with a K, one with an EHM, one with just an HM. Cool, right? His father was a conductor. They were German conductor of renown, but was also a bit of a Nazi sympathizer. So Carl, the younger Carl, put that into his performance, his relationship with his father. Um, Also, Carl, the young Carl, is the voice of Charles Muntz, bad guy in Up, in the German version of the film. So they have different dubbings for different countries. In the German dub of Up, he is the voice of Charles Muntz. So I talked about Peeping Tom in my Psycho. Oh, by the way, Michael Powell. I've said it many times on this channel. Uh, Scorsese, big fan. Michael Powell. Michael Powell, married to Thelma Schumacher. Thelma, of course, is Martin's longtime editor, responsible for a lot of the brilliance of Martin Scorsese. Married to Michael Powell. And that's where Scorsese, huge fan of his, fan of Peeping Tom. That's how we get Leo Marx as the voice of Satan in The Last Temptation of Christ. So I talked about this in Psycho. Sorry if I'm rambling. Because there is some similarities between the two films. Right? So I don't usually talk about plot, but mention it. Peeping Tom, pretty much a killer that likes to film himself murdering women. So this film went into production in October of 1959. Shooting was only about 6 weeks. Was released in April of 1960, and kind of did some harm to the careers of those involved. Michael Powell, especially. But it's just interesting that Psycho started filming in November of 1959 to February of 1960, was released in June of 1960, so a couple months after Peeping Tom, started filming about the same time. Two films that have a lot in common in theme. And Psycho is kind kind of regarded as this great masterpiece, and it was, I believe, a hit right away. And there was a whole marketing campaign and and everything. And on the other end of the spectrum, Michael Powell, who is maybe equally or maybe better like a director. Has his film come out? Maybe because I don't know, because he's released. Who knows? You tell me why. Why do you think Peeping Tom damages his career? Um, is it more explicit? Is that why? Uh, anyways, if you haven't watched Peeping Tom and you're a fan of Psycho, check out Peeping Tom. If you've seen Peeping Tom and you don't like Psycho, tell me why. Yeah, thank you for listening to this rambles. Like, subscribe, tell your friends.